Yes. I'm not going too fast, am I? All right, it's good. Question in the back?
One question on your do not list there. You have do not write content solely for search engine marketing.
Right.
Why not?
We've seen most examples that we've seen where sites are writing content so they'll be highly optimized and only highly optimized. They neglect to take into account the human visitor. All right, so say if, I think a term that everyone in this room is familiar with is mass notification or emergency communication. If you're stuffing your page with repeated instances of mass notification or any other term, simply with the desire of creating a better position in the search engines for yourself, it's not going to be as impactful for the human visitor. And most people at this point are going to see through it. You know, have you been to one of those websites where it actually has on the sidebar, it has all the different, you know, terms, and this term stuff? That's just, I mean, that's such a cheesy thing to do. And the whole idea of that is they're thinking that by doing that and having additional instances of those terms showing up in their content, that their ranking in the search engines is automatically going to be higher than it would be normally. It's not. It's a well-balanced process with search engine optimization. And it's a good time for us to get into that, actually. Did everyone hear the gentleman's question adequately? Thanks. Okay. Any other questions, folks? So now we start to get into the Promotional Foundation, and we're going into action. And I bought this for the presentation, so I'm going to start using it. All right, I've had it in my pocket this whole time. So there's really no order necessarily here with these three items. And we've consolidated this. I mean, guys and girls, you probably heard a lot about affiliate marketing, email marketing. I've limited this slide, and we talk about the Promotional Foundation. I've limited the elements of the Promotional Foundation to these three fundamental concepts, because we believe that these are the three that are going to be the most effective for you. How many people actually read the email that comes into their inbox from someone they don't know? I don't. I rarely do I. Email marketing just doesn't work. And even if I open the email mistakenly, I'm not going to click on the link, because then I'm going to get a virus. And that's been proven time and again. And that's a best practice within any organization. Never open an email and click on a link from an untrusted source. But so that said, these items are really, and these need to be mutually supportive with one another. Let's begin with the content and search engine optimization. And what is it? Search engine optimization is looking at the elements of your web page or your website in general and thinking about how I'm going to attain top position, meaning top 3 or at worst top 5 across Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Those are the major players. Now, just to go into it a little bit, the most recent statistics that we've seen have indicated that 57% of people initiating a product search use a search engine to do it. Another 3% pose a question on Twitter. Another 8% use Facebook. Now that's not to say that that isn't going to change and increase, but that's pretty significant. And of that 57% that use a search engine, 84% of them use Google. So that's a serious market share. Google is the almighty. I love Google. I can't speak highly enough about it. They are into, and they're into everything, and they do it well. It's not as though they're becoming inefficient. And when we think about search engine optimization, what we want to think about is building relevant content, not gaming the search engines. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking about how they can best optimize their page without first thinking about how to build the best content. And that's the mistake right there. You have to build the best content. Google is the great relevance engine of our time. Google is probably the greatest relevance engine in human history. I don't know of any example that I could think of where there's millions of people on a daily basis searching for various products and services or whatever, and using Google to do it. So millions of searches on a daily basis. The best part of that for us as marketers is all of that information is made available to us through Google. Google indexes the entire internet every 12 to 15 days. A full mirror of the internet is created. That's amazing. An entire mirror of the internet is created every 12 to 15 days, I believe it is. And all of the search engine queries that are performed are readily available to us through a keyword tool that's available through the Google AdWords platform. And you don't have to sign up and pay anything to use it. Well, you have to sign up, but you don't have to pay anything. And you can validate the terms that you're going after. All right, so you know what you're looking for, and we have an example of that in one of the upcoming slides. Question in the back?
It just amazes me, why is Google, why do people go to that site, and what are they doing that other people can't do?
They're serving the most relevant results.
They created an algorithm to break down searches so everything went faster. That's what Google did. All the other search engines in the day couldn't break down all the data quick, and they came out with some algorithm that breaks down billions of data in a way that nobody else figured out.
Right.
That's what happened.
And they do it in such a way where they figured out how to serve up the most relevant results in the top 5. Because for me, every time I go to Google and I'm searching for something, I find what I'm looking for, typically in the top 5. They know what they're doing. The guy that runs it all, his name is Matt Cutts. They call him the Google cop. He's the guy that fights all these spammers. That he's the one that these guys that are going out and they're telling you they can get you top placement on Google within a week. He's the guy that makes sure that that's not true. And if it does happen, it's not going to last long. There was an incident back in 2006 where BMW Germany, unwittingly, unknowingly, not their fault, they were booted out of the search engine rankings because they were detected to have violated Google's quote-unquote black hat policies. That means that Google, a flag went up, the algorithm detected that they were gaming search results. However they do that, they're very shielded and nebulous about how that happens, obviously. They can't tell us because then more people would be gaming it, the search engine. But what happened was BMW hadn't done anything wrong, it turned out. BMW Germany, they removed them from the search engine entirely. BMW Germany estimated they lost a few million in revenue, and it was only for a day. They were restored. There was a more recent example where, I don't want to call anybody out there, but JCPenney over the holiday season was ranking high for a lot of things that, God bless you, that they maybe shouldn't have been ranking high for. Google found out that they were gaming the search engines. It may not have been JCPenney. Let's say it right. It was the provider of internet marketing services for JCPenney that was gaming the search results. Google doesn't care about that. Google saw JCPenney cheating the search engines, and they suffered the consequences, not the vendor. And that's an important takeaway. So you may not purposefully and knowingly game the search engines, but if someone who you've hired is gaming the search engines, you will suffer nonetheless. And they don't want to hear it. Google is a behemoth, and if they remove you from the search engines and you're not BMW Germany, they're probably not going to listen to you too quick. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process before you get to the right person. So, any questions on search engine optimization here? It's a much bigger subject, and we're going to cover it in more detail in the internet marketing class. But
Google AdWords are important, but also Google Places. You do Google Places.
Absolutely.
That's kind of like your local business directory now. It has a yellow page.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also, just a tidbit on that, you have to be on Google Places because all of the GPS systems now that are coming out are pulling their business information from Google Places.
What's that?
All of the various, you have the GPS in your phone and all those different applications. Even the GPSs that are being produced and sold, the standalones that are going to go out of business soon because the cell phones will have them, they're all pulling their business data, their local business data from Google Places. Not all of them, but 90% of them. Google Places is another free product that Google gives to us. What you do is you can go in to Google with your Gmail ID and you just search on Google Places, and you'll have the ability to create a place for your business. You put in your address, you put in your logo, your contact information, and it'll actually pull up and map your location, your business with, you know, those little sticky things. And then when people search on your term, if it's done right, if they search on your business, next to your listing will be the Google Places ad. Or if people search, we're from Atlantic Highlands. If people search on search engine optimization Atlantic Highlands, we should come up and you'll see our business. So we'll be localized. Localized searches is a key point. Thank you for asking that. The question was, you know, how does Google Places fit in to the whole equation?
How do I know if I'm on Google Places? I obviously am a web developer that developed a website 7 years ago.
Right.
If I Google myself, should I have that little map?
It won't always be there. Now, I don't think it's perfect technology yet for that to come up. You know, I don't think that most cases, like there's been days when I've searched on my company and we don't come up, and other days when I search on my company and we do come up. So I don't want to say what you can do is you can go into Google Places. I believe Google Places has its own homepage, and you can search for a business, and that's how that would be the most efficient way for you to find out if your business is on Google. There you go. Try it out.
Google's like God, pretty much.
Google is. You said it. You said it, not me. Their reach is so incredible, and with 84% market share, and that's only increasing. Now, Microsoft and Yahoo have teamed up. When you search on Bing, the results you're seeing are going to be synonymous with the results you're going to see on Yahoo. When you search on Yahoo, you're going to see the exact same search results you're going to see on Bing, 99% of the time. I think it was April of last year, it was mid last year, Google and Bing have integrated to battle the mighty Google. Microsoft and Yahoo. Microsoft is actually going to acquire Yahoo. I don't think that happened, but they have assimilated their search. They're trying to, you know, and I've seen them everywhere. They're really trying to promote the Bing search engine. Bing is the one they want to lead with, and they want to sunset Yahoo. I like Yahoo. I'm not sure why they want to do that, but that's their business strategy. Personally, Yahoo is my homepage, but I don't use Yahoo to perform search. Yahoo is my homepage because I want to see the news, but then I use the Google toolbar for search.
Right.
It's very seamless, and I know the results are going to be more, you know, more along the lines of what I'm looking for. It's going to be more relevant results. So, just to streamline a little bit, we good on time? As I mentioned, the SEO strategy needs to be, well, I didn't mention this before, but I'm going to mention it now. Your search engine optimization strategy should be integral with your vertical market strategy or whatever go-to-market strategies that you're using. Search engine optimization isn't something that should be limited to the Marcom group. It should be something that involves product management. The product roadmap should be factored into your search engine optimization strategy. Because search engine optimization takes 3 to 6 months to see much traction. Unless you're going after some cryptic term that you can, you know, name, you could come up with some, otherwise unknown name like, business product management tools by my company and rank #1 in a day. Because as soon as it's indexed, it's going to be #1. But on any term that's competitive, it's going to take 3 to 6 months before you really get into the top 3 results. During that period, our customers have had success accelerating their visibility by using the AdWords platform. And we talked specifically about the AdWords platform, but there are also other available platforms you can use. We don't use them at this point because with an 84% market share, I think we would be wasting our money and wasting the money of our customers. We need to focus on Google. So the AdWords platform is amazing. We're going to go into that in more detail later. I know I've said that a few times, but if you're not going to use pay-per-click or paid search for the long term, if you have an immediate need to gain visibility on terms you think are going to bring a lot of people to your site and generate a lot of new business, then you can certainly, while you're waiting for your SEO results to hatch, leverage